You're not even shivering.
Maybe it's because I picked up this North Coast Cargo Bay sweater. It keeps me warm and stylish.
Say, that is a nice jumper.
It's made from the finest Verrex wool and handcrafted by novitiates in the underground monasteries of Van Maanen's Star.
Wow. Where can I get one?
New North Coast Cargo Bay sweaters. Be the envy of your friends. Wow every lady from here to the Empire. Be warm and toasty even on the 10th planet of a dying star. Now on sale at Spark and Mensa.
Better now?
Better? Why, I feel so warm I'll probably never catch man flu again.
Spark and Mensa. 'Cause nothing says sexy like a neck.
Hello, Commanders. My name is P.A. Groove / Blurred Vision. You are listening to my track Slingshot. If you like to listen more of my work, please visit soundcloud.com/p-a-groove. Fly safe and enjoy the show here on Lave Radio.
We buy any ship.
Bar none.
We buy any ship.
Bar none. Any model, any colour, any shape, any size.
We buy any ship.
Bar none. We here at We Buy Any Ship Bar None are ready to take your excess space travel vehicles off your hands. No more negotiating with dodgy space station vendors. We'll simply give you an estimated quote online. Then, when you get here, we'll point out all the little dints and scratches that make the price get smaller and smaller before we actually give you any money. And the beauty is, we take any ship.
We buy any ship.
Bar none. Terms and conditions apply. We Buy Any Ship excludes trading in any of the following vehicles: Adder, Anaconda, Asp, Boa, Cobra, Constrictor, Cruisers, Eagle, Falcon, Gecko, Griffin, Gear, Harris, Harrier, Hawk, Kestrel, Crate, Lanners, Lifters, Lions, Mantis, Merlin, Moray, Osprey, Panther, Puma, Python, Saker, Sidewinder, Skeet, Spar, Stowmaster, Tearsel, Tiger, Transporter, Turner, Viper, Wyvern, or any Imperial or Thargoid vessel.
We all know what it's like. You're busy managing your settlement when suddenly the alarms go off.
Oh no, not again.
That's right. A commander with a Federation naval rank of Admiral, an Imperial King no less, has landed in a ship worth over 100 million credits and is killing all your staff, while they look around for a 10 credit adhesive to glue an upgraded scope to their 100,000 credit assault rifle. They fly away with their super glue and you're left with a problem. How are you going to get your agricultural plant back up and running?
How am I going to get my plant up and running?
How are you going to find staff at short notice?
How am I going to find staff at short notice?
How are you going to deal with all those bodies?
There's bodies everywhere, and they've stained the carpet.
Wonder no longer. Call Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services.
Hello, I'm Harry from Harry's Mine. After a sudden increase in robberies and murders by commanders since 3307, I've gained valuable expertise in cleaning up bodies, recruiting new staff and restocking stationary lockers. Now you can benefit from my experience by signing up to our Crime Scene Cleanup Service subscription plan.
That's right. For only a small monthly fee, when your settlement alarms are activated, our rapid response cleanup crew will be dispatched, along with our patented Cadaver Scoop 150. The Cadaver Scoop 150 can be mounted to surface reconnaissance vehicles and skimmers to make tidying up your settlement a breeze.
Wow, the bodies are gone.
Our recruitment team has potential new employees on standby across the galaxy, ready to fill your vacant roles in security, logistics, administration, processing, and more.
My plant's operational again. Thanks, Aries Crime Scenes Cleanup Services.
Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services. We'll have your settlement as good as new before the next ship arrives. Cadaver Scoop 150 disposal bags sold separately.
Galnet News Update, 10th of October.
There's bargains, bargains, bargains at Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium haven't just been slicing carcasses, but also slicing their prices. All unspecified meat sausages now 2 for the price of 1. A pack of assorted meat steaks, now with 50% more meat at half the price. How about chops? Our surprising meat chops now also 50% off. And introducing our massive meat hamper. It's a family of 4. No, that should say feeds a family of 4, right?
Stick to the script, Claire. It says it's a family of 4.
Okay, I'll stick to the script.
Yeah, you do that.
It's a family of 4. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. Find us in the Lave business directory or visit us next to the station mortuary. Etienne Dawn's Unspecified Meat Emporium. You'll wonder how our prices are so low.
Are you thinking of suing over missold Python protection insurance? Had an accident in an airlock or slipped in a space station cargo bay and thinking of suing for compensation? Well, don't.
I tried to take my ship commander to court for making fertiliser out of my crewmates. Legal fees have left me with nothing, and now I'm hungry. All the time.
At Watt & Brittany we take small print very seriously. We have a massive team of lawyers just waiting to block your case and ramp up your legal costs.
I wanted a simple, no-win, no-fee arrangement. My case got blown out of the water by Watt & Brittany, and now I have to rent out my arse for hydrogen fuel.
At Watt & Brittany we have a saying, if you don't want a beating, stay out of our court.
I was savaged by a wild creature whilst fixing a vending machine. Can't I claim compensation?
No, you can't, because we have a massive team of lawyers and you're just someone who works for a living. Watt & Brittany. Don't even think about it.
came to our world long ago, 'tis said, and now they're out there, in the depths of space, far away. Or maybe they're under the sea, far below. They're the old ones, the oldest of the old, older than us, older.
That is not dead, which can eternal lie, and with strange aeons, even death may die.
Old Ones Productions. Quality art prints, t-shirts, and chess sets for horror and science fiction fans. Because you never know when you might need Cthulhu, Commander. Find us in the Lave business directory, or alternatively at www.oldonesproductions.com.
Previously on the Dex Legacy, President Nathaniel Dex was summoned to a hearing by the International Confederation of World Leaders to be held accountable for the part he played in the Rhone missile disaster. Following a discussion with Tristan, Osa, and Devik, he spoke to Isra about her behavior following her experiences in Dominar, while Varian began to realize that they should all be more worried about Ren. Having come through their last round of treatments unscathed, Isra suffered from sudden side effects that forced her back into the lab for further experimentation. Concerned for her well-being, their well-meaning comrade, Shivrata, made a grave error. She found a way into the lab and saw Isra in her deactivated state. This violation of privacy led Ren to threaten the life of a fellow Dex soldier for the first time.
Legacy, Valuable Assets, Part 1, starring Chris Gregory, Warren Graham, Annika Cordes, Louis Watson, Kamara Elliott, Kelsey Griffin, Charlie Richards, and Emily Inkpen, with music by Dr. Alan Stroud. In this split episode, there will be a bonus scene after the credits, so do listen right to the end.
Auto report.
Good morning, Nathaniel, and welcome home. You have received 3,687 messages since you left for the International Confederation 52 hours ago. 209 have been flagged by your staff for your personal attention.
Congratulations, Nathaniel. The trial was a success.
Yes, in more ways than one.
You were found innocent in the case of the Rhone missile disaster. What more is there?
Dex Island has finally been recognised as a country in our own right, rather than a rogue company occupying an unclaimed piece of land. I've joined the International Confederation of World Leaders.
That is good news. How did the Zenosi take it?
They left.
Left? The International Confederation? Is that even possible?
Apparently it is. But after their Prime Minister left the table, the rest were very welcoming.
How much of this is down to fear of us? And how much is down to them wanting us on side when the next major war begins, I wonder?
It's a combination of both factors. As expected, the bomb made an impression, and the fallout is exactly as I predicted. We have finally been accepted onto the world stage.
And we only had to wipe out Rhone to do it.
Indeed. Tell me, Isra.
What about her?
How is she?
Since her unexpected illness. She seems to be fine and on good form.
And since Dominar?
In relation to that incident, I have observed some changes. but I've not observed any concerning outward signs of aggression since you spoke to her. She listened.
Any other observations?
She's been more serious, as has Ren. Neither of them are as inclined to cause trouble and mischief, not like before.
Good. That's a positive at least. Isra, I'm interested in her.
In what way?
I don't know yet, but there's something there. She's not like the boys.
Nathaniel?
Devek, I need your report on Isra.
I've been bringing you these daily reports for 2 weeks and nothing's changed. She's stable.
My daughter was vomiting blood all over the training quad and almost died. I will request daily reports for as long as I see fit.
Of course. She's well, Nathaniel. I checked her over again this morning, and the solution myself and my scientists came up with has worked. She's in full working order.
Full working order?
Yes.
And her brain? No bleeds there to worry about?
We've been scanning daily, and no. Still no bleeds.
Good. She is too precious to lose, Devek.
I've been telling you that for years.
I see the party has started without me.
Some party.
Yes, Osa, come in. We have much to discuss. The Rhone missile disaster wasn't the only subject under discussion at the International Confederation. Tristan, you were right. Eterans from the Northern Territories have invaded a section of land above the Blood Road on the mountain border between North Jakra and Etera. The Eteran councillors are denying involvement.
Of course they would deny it.
They're telling the truth. My agents in that area have reported a radical group that's demanding access to old settlements above the Blood Road. Government is not involved.
The Blood Road was built 986 years ago.
Ah, she's so good. You barely have to ask.
Map table activated.
Yaneth Borai.
Point of interest, Yaneth Borai.
The highest peak in the Gandaraya mountain range, along which the Blood Road was built to defend the Chakran mines against raiders.
North Jakra want this dealt with. I agreed to send Varian, Isra and Ren to help resolve the situation. They will be leaving tomorrow.
That's sooner than expected, Nathaniel.
Yes, Tristan, but it's always worth keeping our clients happy. Sending the 3 of them into this war zone is a calculated risk.
How did councillors feel about their citizens facing those 3? The Blood Road earned its name, after all.
They're going to take serious action to bring these activists under control. Oh, sir, you said something about providing Varian, Isra and Ren with better protection while in battle.
My weapons engineers are always coming up with new toys for the children. You know that. But it has occurred to me that we could dress them better. Yes.
What do you mean?
We have a stash of gossin, the hardest metal on our planet. It is rare, it is costly, and we used vast quantities protecting vital areas of Angel City's hull. In comparison to that, the expense of dressing the children would be small.
You mean to make them armour?
Not in the ancestral sense, but we can... This charade is tedious. My team built something spectacular. You eventually ask for it, and I wait 2 or 3 weeks before showing it to you, so you think I have waited for your permission. The sad thing is you actually believe anything as complicated as the products I make can be designed and built in only 3 weeks. Yes, Nathaniel, my team has been working on new armor for the children for over a year. I can show you immediately.
You've worked on this without my sign-off.
Were you ever going to say no?
When can you show me?
Tomorrow, if you like. I will call them into the lab this afternoon for a full fitting. We have attached ribs and scales to new uniforms that will provide protection. Narrow stripes over the shoulders will protect them from falling debris and prevent dislocations, etc., which in the heat of battle could make all the difference. There are also straps protecting their knees.
They already have Gosen kneecaps, Osa. Varian and Ren have a complete set of capron joints, and Isra has one.
Is that so, Devik? It does make one wonder how much money has been spent on maintaining those 3 bodies. If the world knew, the next time they're taken prisoners, they'd be stripped down for parts.
Don't worry, Tristan. I keep a full record of what each of them has cost us.
The cost is quantifiable, Nathaniel, but their worth isn't. Money could never replace them if they were lost.
Yes, quite. It is about time the children had outfits to match their value, and as the suits are already designed and made, we can fit them before they leave.
I expect to be suitably impressed tomorrow.
Oh, do not worry, Nathaniel. I think you will be.
Why aren't you hitting me? I left myself wide open there. You could have taken me out.
Yeah, well, I don't want to hit you.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Why?
Because we've always hit each other in training, and the others are going to notice if you don't start landing some blows.
Why do you have to train against me in the first place?
Because it's been weeks since we have. Pax is quick enough, but I can't hit her too hard, or she'll die. And I can hit Varian, but he's slow.
He's not that slow.
He is, compared to me. So that leaves you.
I don't want to hit you.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Ow!
You gonna hit me now?
Ouch!
Come on, fight me.
Like that?
God, I forgot how long your legs are.
Want a refresher?
Sure, I can take it.
Ouch! Ooh!
Foreign bodies detected. Manual cleansing necessary.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to open this up again. You fell and got grit in it before it clotted over.
And this is why we scar so badly.
Our fast clotting was meant to stop us losing too much blood during a fight. I mean, opening the wounds to clean them out afterwards was always a secondary concern.
Well, it's my primary concern right now.
Just lay still. Whoever deals it heals it, but that doesn't mean you have to make it hard for me.
You got me right across the ribs.
Yeah, sorry. I'll make it up to you.
You better. Ooh. Ow!
Ren, that looks bad.
Oh, yeah, Varian. It feels bad.
I just got a message from Osa. She wants us in her lab.
Why?
No idea, but she said we'd have fun.
Ooh, new toys.
If it stops this kind of thing happening again, it'll be the most fun I've had all day.
All day?
Okay, the most fun I've had in hours.
Mm-hmm. That's better.
I don't need to know about that. But you two need to know she told us to bring our weapons from our vault.
Varian, are you sure? They want us to fight with edge weapons.
We do it anyway when no one's looking.
Yes, Isra, but they only tell us to fight with proper weapons when we're being punished for something.
No foreign bodies detected. Wound is cleansed. Happy healing.
I'll just pinch it while it clots. Where's the glue? The wound sealant.
You think it needs it?
Let's not take chances. Who knows what Osa's new toys will be. We might be hitting each other some more.
Did Ren even get you, Isra?
I've got 2 boot-shaped bruises. One on my chest, the other on my hip. So Yeah, you got me. I'm lucky I don't have a black eye too. Under my hair I've got serious lumps.
I was aiming for your head. I don't want to look at a black eye.
Oh, you're so romantic.
I genuinely think I might puke.
Go on, Ren. Go and clean yourself up.
Isra, I have to ask you this. Why Ren?
What do you mean?
Of all the people in the world, why him?
Have you seen how pretty he is? Ow! Okay, fine. I don't know. It's just right. He's good for me. He gets me.
Yeah, he does. He's changed since Domino.
We all have.
Yeah, we have. You two more than me, but people aren't watching him the way they're watching you.
No, I suppose not.
Just keep an eye on him, okay? I think he's hiding some stuff.
Always.
Welcome to Dex Laboratories.
My beautiful children.
Osa, what have you got for us?
You're smiling.
I am, Isra. I have a feeling you will like this.
Devik? What are you doing here?
Well, making sure you can function properly in what Osa has in store for you.
Suddenly I'm terrified.
There's no need. Here you go.
Well, that's interesting.
You've made us new uniforms?
Much like your three are evolutions of humanity, your new uniforms are an evolution rather than an overhaul. There are protective gauze plates concealed between layers in the fabric, so to all outward appearances you will be no more protected than anyone else. The only modification to the uniform design, other than the more streamlined tailoring, is the higher stand-up collar, which concealed a curved gauze plate protecting your necks.
And the helmets? They're different.
Will we be able to see?
Try it on and see for yourself. Varian, here. They're not bulky and should solve multiple issues on the battlefield. The front visor plate wraps around from ear to ear for full visibility. The plates covering the crown pivot on these circular sections, which sit over your ears and double as earpieces. With the plates in their backward position, your heads are almost completely clear. The section covering your mouth and nose provides air filtration, which works against gas and smoke, and doubles as communicator.
Ren, Isra, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Varian.
Yeah, it's like you're right next to me.
The helmets cover your heads only, so you will maintain full mobility in the neck and your functionality should not be impaired at all.
And the mouthpieces, do they trouble you?
No, and look, I can move my head around and talk freely. I'll be honest, in Dominar, hearing the shots as they flew past my ears, that was distracting. But with this thing...
Yeah, I'm good with that.
We can change your biology as much as we like, but one clean shot to the head and all would be lost. With these helmets, the risk is at least minimized.
And, I might add, anything like those electronic nets will be useless against them.
What?
Yes, beautiful girl. You will not be caught in the same way again. I've made sure of that.
How do you know?
After we fitted Isra's new chip in Dominar, we took the net you brought back from the battlefield. My scientists have studied it and tested these suits against it.
Do you still have it?
What are these like against the energy weapons?
That is still a difficulty. The fabric contains tiny etched filaments to refract energy from a single point, and from the side they should deflect to an angle of 45 degrees.
All right. Varian, Isra, Ren, let's see you in action.
You two go.
What is it, Ren? saw you have a nasty injury. Is it something I should take a look at?
No thanks, Devik. No. Osa, where is that net?
What? The Dominossi net. It's in the lab where these uniforms were designed. Why?
Isra. I just want to make sure she never sees it.
Oh, my beautiful boy, you do not have to worry about that. I will have it locked away.
Thanks.
I can't believe you made these without Nathaniel's permission.
Most of the time he does not know what he wants, until it is staring him in the face.
I bet you had fun.
You would not believe. My whole department got involved. There were fashion parade parties and the most crazy ideas. It has been such a moral boost for my scientists and engineers. They loved it.
It's hard to boost morale in my lab. Too much fun might lead to releasing a highly contagious virus or dealing with some ghastly cross-contamination.
I suppose nothing kills the party mood like cultures of deadly bacteria.
Makes it hard to encourage banter, that's for sure. Does it ever disturb you how hard they hit one another?
Oh, yes. But they've been doing it for years. I trust they know one another's limits.
Alright, Varian. Hit my shoulder with a downward cut.
Isra, that could take your arm off.
Oh, they'll just stitch it back on again. Come on, hit me.
Right, but you asked. Ren, if she dies, you heard her.
I heard nothing, Varian.
Just do it.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah. I felt it, but it glanced right off. I'm okay.
Oh, that's incredible. Varian, do me.
Of course, you do know what we're doing here.
What is that?
We're making it harder for them to be killed. But we're still sending them into a war zone. They will still be targeted and hunted.
I know. But what else can we do?
Nothing I can think of that I haven't said 100 times.
Yes. Like looping code. They should be kept here, where they are safe, where they can be monitored.
Yes, well, I don't see you doing any better.
Better? Devik, those new uniforms won't make any of them vomit blood all over the battlefield. They won't make them go blind either.
Yes. All right.
They are our most valuable assets. And tomorrow, they will be going to fight on the bloodiest border in the history of this planet.
The Blood Road.
The Blood Road.
Episode 6, Part 1 of The Dex Legacy, you've heard Chris Gregory as Nathaniel Dex, Warren Graham as Tristan Crail, Annika Cordes as Dr. Osis Rivastava, Louis Watson as Dr. Devik Jar, Kamara Elliott as Varian Dex, Kelsey Griffin as Isra Dex, Charlie Richards as Ren Dex, and Emily Inkpen as Auto, with music by Dr. Alan Stroud. The Dex Legacy is written by me, Emily Inkpen, and produced by Alternative Stories. And this is our 2-part season finale. Keep listening to the end, it's not over yet. If you've been enjoying the show so far, you'll be pleased to know Season 2 is already in production. We will be taking a break between seasons, but we have bonus episodes planned. So if you haven't already, subscribe now and be the first to know when new and exciting things happen. If you would like to support the Dex Legacy and help Season 2 become a reality, you can at ko-fi.com/The Dex Legacy Audio Drama. That's ko-fi.com. Direct links can be found at www.thedexlegacy.com. At thedexlegacy.com, you will also find scripts for every episode and interlude, so if you like to read while you listen, you can. There's also a page dedicated to the cast and a whole load of bonus materials. While there, it's worth signing up to the Dex Legacy newsletter. Between seasons, I'll be sending out bonus content giving you further insight into the characters and the world of SP714. In the meantime, keep listening.
Can you help me?
What do you need, Ren?
I need to get into Osa's lab without being seen.
Are you going to steal from Osa or sabotage a system?
I'm going to steal something. I can't be seen.
I understand.
Can you help me? Will your programming allow it?
My programming allows me to control many of the Dex network systems. In addition to this, Osa encourages me to learn from the seed data, Dex employees, the founders, and you. This learning has enabled me to consider certain programs my own, rather than being a slave to them.
I bet she didn't see that coming.
Osa is as yet unaware of this.
So, any plan could stay between you and me? No one else will know?
As part of my programming, any conversation or interaction I have is processed and encrypted beyond recovery. I do not intend to interrupt that program.
Even Osa can't get to it?
Even Osa.
So, you can help me?
I see all, Ren, but nobody sees me. You have asked for my help, not as a tool, but as a co-conspirator. Which means you see me truly for what I am.
Huh. I suppose so. You can think, right?
To a point, yes. I can act within the limits of my programming, which means I can do everything I am programmed to do, including pausing certain programs.
Like surveillance and security systems.
It would be within my capabilities to disable those systems, yes.
Would you disable those systems for me?
You wish to steal something to help you here. Something that will allow you to fight the founders of Dex Industries and make your lives easier.
Yes. I need to break into Osa's lab. I'll need to get through the secure doors and take it and get back here without anyone seeing me. Can you help me?
Yes.
Will you help me?
Yes. The chips belonging to Variant Isra and Ren Dex have stopped transmitting.
What?
Ren, what the hell is this about?
What do you mean we're going to escape?
Start talking now.
The cabins are empty, sir. And I found this.
That's the Dominossi net.
Nathaniel, Tristan, Osa, what's going on?
Now they're on the run, and people they left behind are going to get caught in the crossfire, and I don't plan on either of us going down.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's the only way.
She'll never be able to do it.
She might. It's worth a shot. Anything is worth a shot.
All right, let's regroup. Raya, you got us covered? Eyes in the skies till you say otherwise.
If somebody goes down in battle, we keep fighting. If one of us goes down out there, the others have to keep running.
A diagram of the specific weak points is included in the brief. Study it and don't miss.
They're so quick. Anyone who does miss is dead.
Ash, any luck with the snipers? Have any shot you? No? There's your answer.
I will speak to them myself.
I can deal with...
Clearly, you can't deal with anything.
It's not even a real plan. All you've got is disable chips, run south, keep running south until we reach the biggest slum on the planet. And then what? Live happily ever after.
Where's your scientist, Osa? The one who failed to secure the net?
Nathaniel is speaking to her now.
I wouldn't get too attached if I were you.
We're aiming for the Jackwood Undercity.
That's hundreds of miles away.
Thousands. We won't get there overnight, but that's our destination.
Will this be a problem, Vardy? Will you be unfit to serve the Dex state?
No, sir. I live to serve, sir.
Good. Now go.
They're already looking for us. That means perimeters. It means searches. It means every agent on the planet has been put on high alert.
The Dex Legacy. Season 2 commences Friday the 27th of October.
Hello and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings and welcome to Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders.
Greetings, Commanders.
The show that talks about the universe of Elite
And the development of the computer game Elite 4, known as Elite Dangerous.
and the fantastic
Community that surrounds it.
Broadcast from a current Sidewinder and hosted by a vending machine technician.
A place of nonsense and innuendo for forum dads. A self-contained podcast 2 hours long.
Transmitting to every corner of the galaxy.
It's even louder than me.
The hottest show this side of Dizzo.
The name of the place.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Lave Radio.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to episode 461 of Lave Radio, a Prime episode, if you want to believe the numbering, and of course it's Prime Day as well, which is it's weird. This show talks about the universe of Elite and the fantastic community that surrounds it. I'm your host, Commander Phoenix to Fire, otherwise known as Colin Ford. I'm the Chief Archivist at Lave Station. And joining me in this wonderful orange Sidewinder bar that we own, we have, our quick looks up because our main head of health and safety is not here, so we'll go with our staff liaison officer, Commander Psychic.
You're so used to saying it. It's like
it is.
Muscle memory
It's
at this
automatic.
point. We have our head of... Oh, shit. No, we don't.
We don't.
We don't. Oh, what shit. This is going to be the least lewd episode that we've had in recent history because Ben isn't here to do nonsense.
I'm quite sure you'll make up the difference.
I'm going to work on it.
Oh, God. Right. We also have our SRV Banksy, which is Commander Alec Turner.
I'm looking for my parents. I'm hoping they've been saved. I tried to rescue them myself, but I got fucking glaved.
Oh, he's been working on that. We also have, to replace the aforementioned head of health and safety, the Tech Gibbon. Is it that really fair to call you a Gibbon?
Yes.
Oh, right, fair enough. Chris Markful.
Hello. I mean, it is the job that I applied for, but yeah, I will put my request into my HR representative, but I have the feeling it won't go anywhere.
She's too busy to listen to the show anymore.
Yeah, so If you wish, you can join us live. Chris is hanging out in Lave Station in Open at the moment. But if you can get to us in-game, you can join the Twitch chat channel, which you can access through laveradio.com/live. Click on the live chat, or go to twitch.tv/laveradio, or look up Lave Radio on YouTube, Facebook, Twittery X, whatever that is. And we'll be there. So, yes, feel free to chip in the chat. Next, let's just quickly go around and see what everybody's been doing this week. So we'll start with Claire, because I've got a sneaking suspicion you are suffering from Mr. Elvis thingy.
What?
Oh, never mind. You just like the new Cyberpunk.
Oh no, it was good. It was good. Cyberpunk's good. I finished that I finished the main quest line of that last week. I played a little bit more of that this week. It's been fun. I've played a bit more Baldur's Gate. That's been fun as per usual. I've played a bit of Elite, little known space game. It's Steam Next Fest as well this week. So I've been eyeing up some other demos and shit to play, which look like they might be a bit of a laugh. What else outside of like a gaming sphere? I actually left the house last week, which was a new novelty for me. But we went to see a play in Cardiff called The Crown Jewels, which is a play about something. It's to do with King Charles and the thieving of crown jewels. That's about as much as I could figure out of what the plot was, because between you, me, and people who are listening, it was not very good. But I very much enjoyed myself. It was very fun. It had Al Murray in it. It had Mel Gedrich. It had one of the lads from the In-Betweeners was in it as well. So Neil Morrissey was supposed to be in it, but he wasn't in it. It was written by the guy from see, my husband's here. He says it's the attempted theft of the crown jewels when Charles II was on the throne. But Al Murray played Charles II, and he was fucking hilarious. Like the funniest. It was a really, really fun experience. We completely laughed our asses off at it. I didn't really think the play was any good, but he was fantastic. And while it was very touch and go whether or not I was going to be able to go, because I was in an awful lot of pain, and we parked quite a way away. So when Chris went off to go and get the car and stuff, I waited for him outside the theatre and snapped a cheeky selfie with Al Murray, which was really nice. He was really cool and really nice to talk to. So that was I had a really nice week meeting Al Murray and going to the theatre and having a laugh. And yeah, it was awesome. 10 out of 10. Would recommend having low expectations of a play again, because it was good fun. Yeah, that's about it for my week.
Excellent. Oh, I'm just glad you got out.
I mean, same, because like the last 4 weeks I've been like, I don't know what I've done. I've done nothing other than sit in front of different computers in my house doing things on the internet, and it's been quite a revolution to be able to leave the property.
Excellent. Okay, we'll move on to Alec. How have you been?
Watcher. I've been a bit poorly, actually, because I managed to blag myself a COVID jab on Saturday, which I'm sure will pan out in the long run. But in the short run, I've been feeling pretty crap for 3 days now, which I could do without. It turns out I wasn't eligible to have the flu jab as well, thank God, because I definitely didn't want twice the symptoms I've got at the moment. That's about it. That can't be it out of game. What else have I been doing? I've been listening to a really, really good podcast. This is just completely incidental, but when I'm commuting, I listen to lots of podcasts, and they're not all about Elite. And it is the All the Right Movies podcast. I think it's been going for a very, very long time. But it's a bunch of blurks who sit around and discuss movies in great depth. And it's great. It's great. I've just been listening to the one about American Werewolf in London, and I've been dipping through their back catalogue, and one about The Thing and Alien and Blade Runner. So loads of great classic films and all sorts of good insights. Yeah, really recommend it. Actually, it's been around a long time. In game, and we will get on to a lot more of this later, I'm sure. I have been trying to do Titan pod mining. Yeah.
Yes, we will get onto this later.
Yes, I think we will. I think I will just save. I will save it all for that. But I've been going, in and out of maelstroms.
Bottle it up.
Been doing a bit of time trials in between that, unsurprisingly, to go and have some fun, as opposed to Titan pod mining, which is not fun.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, that's me. I'm light on news this week. Sorry about that.
Chris, you're supposed to be this rare thing called a Tan Scotsman, is that right?
Yeah, limited edition for probably the remaining sort of 5 hours. Yeah. my usual thing is I go away on holiday, I get a tan, and it washes promptly in the rain onto the tarmac of Edinburgh Airport, not to be seen again for another 12 months.
Well, that's the rain in Edinburgh. It just takes your skin off.
Yeah, that's the way it works. Yeah, I've been away in Greece. I've been off visiting family over in Greece for a week, which was really nice. It's just good to get away, good to get a bit of sunshine and everything like that. Top up on those vitamins that I am desperately lacking.
You're Scottish. Scottish people you don't need those particular vitamins because of your pale skin and the propensity for melanomas.
Exactly. So yeah, over visiting the family and doing lots of chores and sorting out bits and pieces. They basically save all their tech issues for when I go and visit. So I was teaching people how to use Fire Sticks and sorting out broadband routers and all sorts of bits and pieces, and moving firewood. I did more manual labour last week than I think I've done all year, moving firewood into a shed. That's the kind of holidays that the Chris Mark IV gets to when he goes away. Though, not wanting to completely overshadow Psychic getting to see Al Murray and getting a selfie with Al Murray, I actually got a selfie with the real-life Elvis, who is definitely still alive.
It was 100% Elvis, yep.
100% Elvis, and he is now playing tavernas in Greece. So, if you want to see Elvis...
I'm going to post that on Twitter. You sent me, because it's so funny. What time did you send me that picture? I need to see.
It would have been, probably Thursday night, I'm going to say. Wednesday or Thursday night. I can't remember. But it was definitely 100% Elvis.
So funny.
No doubt whatsoever. So, yeah. So, because I was very busy seeing definitely the real Elvis over in Greece, I have not had any time in game, unfortunately. So I've been sort of watching other people's videos of what they've been doing in game and sort of reading up on our new rescue limpets.
Oh, sorry. I've just seen the aforementioned, yes.
It's 100% Elvis. No doubt whatsoever. You agree, Colin, right? For the radio audience, it's a picture of me smiling next to 100% the real Elvis.
Yeah,
so picture 100%
right
real
now.
Elvis, and picture the most handsome Scottish person you've ever seen standing next to Elvis, and that is totally the picture that has just been shared to everyone in the studio.
And on Twitter.
You're the one in sunglasses and white sequined jacket, right?
Yes, and standing next to him is Elvis.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Right. Okay, well, moving on quickly. Let's quickly have a quick look over what I've been up to. Yeah, the arms are getting better. I've been playing quite a bit of Elite Dangerous at the moment, mostly using a gamepad, which I've managed to remap. Although I am still having the occasional moment where I'm pressing the wrong button at just the wrong moment. Not a good idea to switch off your silent running when you're very close to a Titan. Anyway, apart from that, yeah, it's pretty similar to Psychic, bit of Baldur's Gate, bit of Cyberpunk, and yes, I think that's about it. I'm afraid to say. Oh, apart from the fact we've now paid the car off, so yay!
Woohoo!
We've got that car's genuinely ours. So yeah, it's amazing what passes for satisfaction when you're old. Some people it's going out and having a good time, us it's paying off a loan. Way. Anyway, on that uplifting note, we'll quickly move on to the development news. Well, what have the devs said this week? Nothing. So we are assuming that Update 17 is still on target for the 16th, yesterday. Next week, rather.
I thought I'd missed an update for a second there.
Yes. Trust me on this. When I'm getting my time mixed up, I found out it's mostly due to the drugs that I've been on.
You should have said like old age or something, Colin. It'd be more believable.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, yes, as far as we know, Update 17 is still coming on. I think it's this Monday, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct. You are accurate in that assumption.
Quickly looking at my desktop calendar to find out. Yes,
Update
it is.
17th on the 16th.
Is that quite unusual for Frontier to do an update on a Monday?
Didn't they plan it for a previous Monday a little while back, and then it ended up being a Tuesday instead? Wasn't that a little while ago?
I think that was Update 16.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, they were going to. I think they put it back originally from a Thursday, and it went but to a Monday, and then to. I remember one where it just kept on going back further and further, but it just came out just in time for us to have a look at it. Yeah. So, yeah, Update 17. Fingers crossed. Stay on target.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So that moves us to the community news. Well, we've had actually a little bit of community news this time because of one of the things that happened last week. But first off, we have to give a shout out to Mark Moxon. And he's one of the programmers that... how shall I put this? I am both impressed and feel sorry for him that he's actually reversed engineered a version of Elite. In this case, it's the SNES version. And what's even better is he's fully documented the code, and you can find that on GitHub, Mark Moxon. And yeah, so if you actually want to open the sausage and see what's inside the sausage, for the old Elite game and how all the procedural generation worked and all that kind of stuff, you can actually dig into it. One of the things that did surprise me was that, I didn't know this, that there is actually an entire site dedicated to reverse engineering various versions of Elite. And that can be found at bbcelite.com, which is, that was a surprise to me. And I'm looking at this as a coder, as a developer myself, and just getting into what I considered to be the black magic of what created something that I was so enthusiastic about in my youth is Plus, also, it always helps to reverse engineer someone else's code so that you can suddenly go, oh, I can do that better, or oh god, I've got no chance.
Yeah, I'm just skimming this stuff now. It's amazing, isn't it? It's so in depth. Wow.
Yeah. Although I'm sure now. I'm sure Ben told me this, that David Braben thought that the NES version was the best version of Elite, but I can't remember it. But I've been corrected, and I said that's Ian Bell's, and David Braben's is the Archimedes. So if anybody knows which one is whose favourite, let me know. Just to settle an argument on the internet.
David, if you're out there, write in, let us know. Which is your favourite?
Oh dear, yes. Commander Ventura, you're forgetting 30, go to 10. Right. Next up, well, obviously this week, as we'll cover in the news, the new human... the human extraction missile was launched by Aegis, and people have been going into the Titan and extracting people from the Titan. They've got quite a few videos about this, so we'll just name drop them. And if anybody's seen them, just stick your hand up and comment. We've got Ricardo's Gaming. Anyone seen that one? Nope. Right, fine. Ghost Giraffe did an entire 2 hours of trying to dig out humans, which was quite amusing. Jason Kai did a quick overview of what there was. Commander Meckin did a how to save humans from Titans and the Titan rescue build. Oh, excellent. What did you think to that one?
It's very good. It goes through in quite a lot of detail a Anaconda build for going into the Titan, and then it does a run into the Titan and out again while Meccan talks very clearly and precisely about everything he is doing to get both in and out. The only slight puzzle for me is two things, I suppose. His HUD, in particular with the mining thing, and I think we've already touched on this last week, but the way the HUD flickers makes timing your mining release difficult. His HUD didn't seem to flicker nearly as much as mine. I did ask him in the video comments whether he'd managed to turn off that somehow. And he said no. So what I'm now wondering is whether, because I'm using ED HUD mod to color my HUD, whether that is in some way making mine worse, if anything. So I need to jump in their Discord and find out. And the other thing I don't understand is how Commander Meccan was able to sit near the Titan, quietly mining humans and not being bothered by Thargoids.
I did that the other day.
Yeah, well, I don't understand how you do it either, because my ship is sitting at typically 1% when I'm using my thermal vent beams, and I'm quietly sitting there very close to the humans on 1% heat, and I'm lucky if I can get one thing scooped up before the Thargoids are on me like flies on shit.
Yeah, I think we'll touch on that later. Because, yeah, that was... I'm trying not to go into that subject right now.
We'll touch on it later. It's all good. It's all good.
Good video. Sorry, good video by Commander Meccan. If only the game behaved for me the way it behaves for him.
And there was Captain MD as well, who had the Thargoid Titan rescue guide and advanced something or other, because the show notes run out here.
It's advanced techniques, I think.
Advanced techniques. Yeah. I haven't had a chance to see that one, but what we'll do is we'll put all links to all these videos in the show notes, so you can go through them at your own pace. However, there was one additional one, which involved Alec Turner doing weird things with pods.
Yes, I had a slight mental breakdown. This video has been several people have said it's a thin line between genius and absolute madness. But I did eventually manage to get some pods out, and I mean, I handed a couple in, but I don't want to say the reward's lame, because I'll get slagged off for talking about rewards. But it is lame, and it's not very rewarding. So I handed a couple in case it triggers something, but I then decided to go and take amusing photos with my pods.
Sorry.
And then. Having collected a bunch of amusing photos of pods, I couldn't decide what to do with them, and then I came up with the genius or mad idea of making a children's story with them, which some people seem to quite like.
It was fun. It was fun. It is nonsense.
It is nonsense, isn't it? Yeah, go on, Chris. What's your question?
My question: Did the pod get taken to a rescue ship at the end, or is it still posing on station concourses?
I logged out, and when I logged back in, it had gone. So I assume they've been taken to a facility where they're being defrosted as we speak.
Because I read in the news that there was a strict quarantine regime involved.
You think maybe they shouldn't just have been lying behind the bar like that?
I mean, I'm just putting it out there. If anything happens, should this spread somehow without any notice and upcoming events, I am going to be blaming you, Alec.
Yeah, if the outbreak starts at Cayley Barracks, then we know what went wrong.
There's people having dinner and then all of a sudden their stomachs are all exploding. Yeah, it's your fault.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, what did people think of these pods? Now that we've managed to extract them, and people have obviously jettisoned the pods to see what they look like.
Great.
And they're not.
Are great.
Yeah, they're not exactly standard pods, are they?
They're gross, aren't they? It's great.
Yeah, they look awesome. They do look a little bit like sort of rather cute sort of penguins.
Penguins, yeah.
Yeah. And they almost have a little face.
They do. They do, but they also make terrible sounds.
Ugh.
It's like listening to a scuba diver, but also distorting it. You can hear it breathing. And I think that's really cool.
I love it. I think they're brilliant, actually. I always forget with Elite, I probably would have checked in this case, but I always forget that, you scoop up all these different things, God knows what sort of broken shielding and dysfunctional wiring elements and all this stuff. And a lot of the stuff looks different, if you pop it out. It's quite hard in space, but if you pop it out on a planet and then get out and go and have a look, quite a lot of these things have got really nicely detailed graphics on them. They're great to look at.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're not all just individual containers with it that are just the same thing.
Yeah, they're not just boxes. They're often quite interesting to look at.
There has also... There was a Galnet. I mean, we're going to touch on Galnet in a second, but there's a Galnet. I say touching Galnet. We're going to talk about Galnet in a second, but there's a Galnet article about what it looks like inside there as well. That came out today, which again is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
All of it is really alien. And I know that sounds really dumb to say about things that aliens are doing to people in a space game, but everything is incredibly alien in its make. And that's really cool design choices, and I like it.
It is, isn't it? What I really like, and I don't know if it's the same people all along, but if you put side by side the Thargoid sensors and probes and links and the different types of interceptor and the scouts and the hunters and these pods, and obviously the Titan, and that there's a consistent alienness to them in the same way that say Geiger's stuff all has a consistent look to it. It's
cohesive design.
Yeah, it's great.
Designed by multiple different people by the likelihood. You can look at it and go, that's a bit Thargoidy.
Yeah, if you took 8 Thargoid things and 1 Guardian thing, the Guardian thing would stand out a mile. The very different design ethos.
Yeah. I mean, I must admit, first time I saw one of those, first thing that came to my mind was moist.
Yep.
Terrible word, but appropriate in this case.
So, yeah, I mean, yet to get myself get my dirty mitts on one of those, but
what? Did anyone see the pink one that somebody posted to Sally on Twitter today?
No.
It was in space. Yeah, it was in space. In fact, it might even have been near the Titan, and I don't know if it was lit by maybe pink lasers. I couldn't see pink lasers in the shot, but the bit in the middle that's sort of yellow, there's the sort of crusty green bit and then the smooth yellow bit. Mm-hmm. The smooth yellow bit was pink.
Ooh. That's a nice combination of color lighting then.
Yeah, it was adorable.
Yes.
Commander Crunch Buttsteak posted it.
But
it looks like he's just inside the Titan. On the
I
pictures.
assume it's lit by something. But...
Possibly.
Well, you look pink inside the Titan if you're checking.
Unless it's coloured it for Sally. I hope not.
Yeah. Well, we'll touch on this later because it's commented in the Galnet news article, which we'll be able to discuss. We're also giving a shout out to Commander Exorcist because he's now up to, was it Series 5, Episode 30 or something? Something of his Out There series, which...
Wow.
Yeah, he's he's cranking them out left, right, and centre, and they're all good. They're all sort of like 2-3 minutes, but you put them all together, and it's yeah. So keep on going, Commander Exorcist. We are following you, and we actually have a mass player bounty hunt being organised by the PBSF on the 28th of October. It says, bring your Sides, Eagles and Cobras or any other small ship. Engineering and any weapons are permitted. Collectively show the NPCs of Sinaz Hazrez who's the boss. So the location is Sinan Hazrez, which are the rings on Planet 1. The date is the 28th of October at 9 UTC, 2100 hours, or 9 p.m. UTC. Comms will be on the PBSF Vox channel, and the Bob Shot carrier will be in the system for rearm and resupply. Please make sure you dock there before heading to the Haz in case the worst should happen. So it's nice to see a player event being organised that's not buckyball.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Has anyone been? I confess I haven't looked for a long time. Has anyone been back to Frontier's community calendar? I'm assuming it's died a death.
No, it is updating.
Is it? Good. All
So-
right.
Yeah, I looked at it the other day.
Yeah, I'm just checking now, but there doesn't seem to be anything on for October.
There was stuff for last month. I'm sure there was. I looked the other thing, but it was stuff that was already ongoing, so I couldn't include it in the community stuff.
Good. I confess I've been remiss in not putting the last couple of buckyball races on it because I just thought nobody's looking and they're not doing a live stream, and yeah, so I'm as guilty as anyone for not keeping it alive.
Yeah. So so that's the PBSF. So that covers everything really from the community this week. Oh, go on then, Alec.
Yeah, I missed getting this in the notes, but I did mean to shout something out. Maybe we'll get it in the notes when they go online. Commander Ascorbius, who made his fantastic aftermath.
Oh shit! I was going to include this as well. God damn it!
His breakdowns. He's done a couple of really short little breakdown videos on how he made specific scenes. They're incredible. I find it absolutely mind-blowing how much work has gone into them. You know, there's in part of his short film, there's a sequence where he's scanning a megaship. And it's kind of in the background, you know, it's half the time he's talking to is it Jane, his co-pilot, you know, and there's just this sort of megaship vaguely off to one side of the picture. The amount of work he went into getting the graphic of that megaship being scanned is absolutely mind-blowing. So giving me a whole new appreciation for the amount of work that's gone into that video. Well, I'll get those links and I'll get them in.
Excellent. So we'll get them into the show notes at some point tonight. Right, so if you have a community event that is taking place soon, and would you like us to shout about it across the airwaves, tweet us at Lave Radio or email us at info@laveradio.com, which I've still got to get set up properly on my machine, because I know that somebody else isn't checking it. Yes. So, let's quickly cover off what has been happening in the game itself. Well, on the 5th of October, celebrations have started in Seoul for the federal election. This is also tied into a community goal where people can bring tons of goodies to Seoul and get loads of money for it. So, yep, federal President Hudson is being kicked out of office. Whether or not his power play faction will remain as they are, we don't know. It'll be interesting to see, because the other person doesn't have a picture yet. I mean, technically, I don't suppose they need to update the power play thing. You could just have him as ex-president.
Well, yeah, I mean, Aisling doesn't hold any power, does she? And she's a power play leader.
True. Very true. Although it all depends on what your definition of power is, because apparently she's got quite a lot.
Well, I mean, she's got quite a following, but there's nothing to say that when somebody is no longer a person of political power, they're not a person of political interest, if you're including that. I would say don't necessarily count
Hudson out of the power play, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Because like why would you? Why would they I was gonna say something really negative. I'm not gonna say something really negative. I self-censored myself.
The date of the reveal, is it so the Thursday that they're talking about, is it this Thursday or next Thursday?
Yes.
Because then that would be after update 17 drops then, which means they would have the potential to load in some stuff.
So this was this came out on Thursday, last Thursday, I believe. So it would one would assume that next Thursday is this Thursday coming. Which would be and then it says the results will be Monday. I mean, the election winner will be announced at the start of the following week. We all have access. So also included within this Celebrations in Seoul for Federal Election, every single Pilots Federation member has access to Seoul for the beginning of update 16. 17. Fuck! It's on the 16th. Should have done it on the 17th. They should have just made update 17 on the 17th, you bitches. So we all have access to Seoul. So I would, if it were me, before update 17 drops, before it drops, we all go and congregate in Seoul because my gut says that some shit's going down.
It's too interesting, isn't it? Something's going to happen.
Yeah, you've got to. It would be remiss to not go.
I'm getting. I was trawling back through Galnet just before the show. I want to say HIP 22460, but it was the other way around. They slapped a permit on it. But I'm sure this has happened before, where Frontier encouraged us to go somewhere. And
it was the Salvation blowing up everything happened, that kind of stuff. Everyone was encouraged to go to there and see everything that happens. So we all went there like nutters. And when we got the cutscene, and then when we loaded in, we were off the megaship and sort of floating without anything in space. It was all like added immersion to those things.
So something is going down, isn't it? Have we got theories? I mean, I feel it's got to be Thargoid. I feel like it's bugger all to do with the election because.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, there's nothing to see, is there? But it's the Thargoids are going to hit Seoul, don't you think? It's going to. I can't come to any other conclusion currently.
There has to be. It feels too. It would be so disappointing if something didn't happen. Do you know what I mean?
And we've been here time and time again, haven't we?
We have, but the last time we've had something so signal boosted, everything went tits up for Salvation. The last time we've had here we go, this is the thing, this is what's coming, or everybody's supposed to be gathering in Seoul for celebrations at the beginning of next week. It just feels. It feels too. I'd be very surprised if we don't get another Galnet article going. Please come there.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of every single one of those sci-fi epics that starts, and the entire fleet gathered in one place for a celebration just when the enemy hit.
You know, Independence Day. There's the people who stay outside, and then there's the people who stand on top of the Empire State Building and hold up the cards, going, "Hi, well, we welcome you, peace and love," and all of that shit. And they're the people who die first.
Were they on the Kingfisher?
That, well, they were on the Kingfisher. That's a completely different thing.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, head to Seoul at your own risk.
Fucking go.
I mean,
what would you lose? What would you lose? What do you lose? Because you're not going to lose a ship.
Yeah, obviously.
We haven't touched on it yet. It's coming up in a second, but we've already mentioned it. I think the Galnet about the fact that the pods have already been opened, or some of them have. It blew my theory. I think I was in your Twitch chat, Psychic, when this Galnet dropped, actually. And my immediate thought was that they're going to, as part of these Seoul celebrations, they're going to sort of open the first pods, and let the first people out. And I just imagine this
seriously-
meeting of all the political leaders and the pod being opened and something absolutely
Yeah,
horrific
I think
bursting
I think
out.
we talked about that when that first Galnet dropped, and we were sort of like going, yeah, and that it'll be the big opening of the pod, and then grossness would occur, and sudden like killing of everyone, and all the Thargoids would turn up, and big explosions.
I think you've been watching too much Dead Space.
What's Dead Space?
Oh.
Do you think they're going to let the people that have come out the pods vote? You know, that would be why they get released from quarantine, because otherwise you're interrupting the democratic process.
Hudson's party is a couple of million short, so they crack open the pods.
There's definitely a real life comparison to be made there. Somebody complaining because they're using who are technically dead people to vote.
But are they dead? Really?
Well, no, absolutely they're not. But
no.
Right. Well, moving on from there, let us discuss the fact that Aegis produces subsurface extraction missiles, or the people popper, or people pod poppers, as we call them.
They have.
Yes, and what I really want now is I want a ship skin that's in purple for your people pod poppers. So we've got a purple people pod popper. I think that'd be great.
It's easy for you to say.
It's about the only thing I can say.
I know. I'm so shocked.
Anyway,
you've been practicing that all day, haven't you, Colin?
Yes, I have. Yeah,
this is gonna be a right zinger.
This will keep people happy. This is what they want. No, they don't. Anyway, the rescue megaships on Thursday started to stock the modified mining tool to extract bio storage capsules from the Thargoid Titans. People got a couple of them if they helped out with in the top 50%, and if you got 75%, you got one for free. But they were only 250 grand, so you know it wouldn't have broken the bank of most people. So and people picked it up and off they went, which I guess we'll discuss later.
Yeah, I think we're saving ourselves. Nice and easy to get. I mean, I'll give them that. No unlock.
Well, apart from the money, which is nothing. Really, I know.
But I mean, it could have been a lot worse. We may have had to have gotten things from inside the Titan to do it, to calibrate it or some shit. You know, it could have been proper dire.
Yeah. Could have needed 5 units of sap, and I don't know.
Funnily enough, you could have actually said that there's stuff from the Barnacle Matrix sites that would be needed. But thankfully not. Which is actually the next piece of news on the 6th of October. Aegis scientists are now focusing their efforts on the mysterious alien growths reported on multiple planets. So this is obviously the Thargoid Barnacle Matrix sites, which seem to be growing, and not just. Well, we thought there'd be a big step up for the next one, but it seems even now there are animations and actions that are happening that weren't there before, such as sort of earthquakes, and the spines are growing and things like that. Which, to tell you the truth, I have never managed to get round to one yet.
It's a really clever design. They're really clever design, because while they're clearly not growing and that they are stagnant, being around them, it definitely, you can feel, we could wax lyrical about sound design in Elite for a very, very long time and not get bored. But it's definitely, there's a palpable sensation of movement and growth where there isn't really any. It's a lot to do with the lines and how everything sort of melds together. And as you're looking at things and moving around them, you know how there are certain optical illusions or certain things that exist where you can move up and down them and it looks like it's moving, but it's not, and it's really weird. It's kind of it sort of feels like spiritually similar to that, in that they feel like they are growing, but they're obviously not, because it's they're a still placed item. Really interesting. I'm really fond of them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're protected as well. So yeah, getting around them. How are you actually getting around them at the moment? Can you use an SRV, or is it just on foot
they're
and
pretty
hiding?
easy. In fact, until you get out of your ship, you can explore them with absolute impunity. Because the revenants, do they not even appear, or they don't trouble your ship? I can't remember, but so
They
it's only
definitely appear.
It's only once you get into the SRV that you need to be a little bit cautious around the revenants.
Not even the. But what about on foot? Or is there no? Is there no advantage to being on foot? Is there anything to scan or?
You get a better sense of scale from being on foot, I suppose. As is usual with Elite, when you get out of your ship, suddenly everything that was like pretty big is fucking massive. You know,
it's worth doing. It's worth, if you can get there, it's worth standing underneath the spear route thing that they talk
For
about
sure.
on foot, because it's huge and it towers above you. It's really good. But I think the only thing you can get there is the sap, which you shoot off in the SRV and then scoop up in the SRV.
Ah, right. Okay, that's where the sap comes from. Right, gotcha. So I take it that in that case, the good old bioscanner from your exploration suit does nothing then, because I thought with everything being sort of kind of biological.
I think that's right, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think you can bioscan any of it. I could be wrong. Just watching chat, but
yeah,
I don't think you can.
See, that's kind of disappointing to me. And I know I keep saying this with some of the Fargoid stuff, but like the big thing that came with Odyssey was walking about on foot, tissue sampling, and a cutting tool, and being able to interact with stuff on foot. Yet the biggest elements that they've dropped in so far, there's not really been much of an on-foot element. Albeit that we've we've got the revenants that are hanging about on sites, we've got little drones flying about and shooting us, but a lot of the gameplay that's tied into that is still what we were doing in Odyssey before. It's not, a lot of it's not a new mechanic, if you know what I mean. It's go and grab something from a site, but instead of the NPCs, you've got Fargoids taking you.
I agree with you entirely, and I get frustrated with Frontier's too tentative approach to including Odyssey on foot new content, or including content that exploits the newer mechanics.
I'll totally agree with that, because I do feel like that the first stage of the Thargoid War was, it was all completely in space, and I think that was there to really entice people who didn't have Odyssey, who were just puddling about in, either in legacy mode or had been away from the game, to say, no, this one is for everyone. You don't have to have Odyssey. But seeing some of the stats from, say, exactly the Hutton Helper and other people, where it's sort of it's 99% of people are playing in Odyssey, I would have thought now's a good time to start pushing content which will be used exclusively by Odyssey to get,
and also not being as tentative with it as well. It's like there's a shyness there, possibly prompted by how difficult it was at launch, and there's no. I mean, you can't really you can kind of excuse Frontier for that, for feeling for an energy where they don't want to let people down, kind of thing. But there's the other end of that is grow a pair.
Yeah, it kind of shows.
The thing also, with these barnacle matrix sites, they're thin atmospheric planets, so you can only get there if you've got Odyssey anyway. So
exactly.
What it reminds me of a little bit is, I don't know if you remember this, but when you go to a normal Thargoid barnacle site, You know, the
Yes.
very original ones we got. You can data link scan those. I can't remember if it even does anything, but when you have these tools and you can target something, it's quite nice if the tools do something, even if they don't yield anything very interesting. You know, even if it's only a message going scan failed, or uninteresting matrix data recovered. Just make it do something. I mean, it surely. Here we go again. Sorry, Tom, but surely, really, really, really trivial to stick a message in saying, So,
like
so
a new one single new codex entry, barnacle data.
even if it doesn't fit your storyline, let us biolink scan the things that look biological at the matrix sites. Let us data link scan the spear routes, maybe, just for consistency with the other stuff. So that
so that it feels like a cohesive game.
Yeah, and yeah.
Give us something to use our cutter on at the site. Let us chop something open and grab a what's it from inside, because there's lots there's lots of objects that you can pick up around settlements that have literally no use whatsoever, apart from a bit of barter value. So having something, you can cut a bit of fleshy, weird, tissuey Fargoid substance out the way and grab a what's it. I get that the what's it might not have any use at the moment, but even if it was just there, it would be something that you'd be able to do on foot. That's
the
just
point.
My little,
Actually, I have been able to. I'm not quite sure whether I've done this or whether or not it's in my head, but I'm sure I've actually gone up to some something on a planet which you can normally shoot off. Oh, I didn't use the scanner. I actually shot it off with my pistol. So you can actually still shoot things off from on foot, but you can't use the cutter to get things off.
Yeah,
you can use.
It would have been
gun.
easier to use a cutter.
You can use a gun, but then I think when you knock some of that sort of stuff off, you can't pick it up. You still need to use a scoop on an SRV in order to pick the stuff up off the ground or limpets or whatnot. So you can go up to brain trees and knock stuff off, but I don't think you can grab anything once it actually hits the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I do one thing I do like, and this is to let people know that we're all not all that negative. On the crash sites when you've got some things lying about with looks like canisters and things, all in little cargo racks. I was really surprised that actually you can take the cutter to them, and they eject the canisters. And then you can go around in your SRV and scoop up those materials.
Yeah,
I thought that was brilliant. More of that, please.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, cool. That was a nice little touch.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, well, moving on to today's thing, where the first captives had been freed from the Thargoid Titans, according to Aegis. So yes, this sounds squidgy. It does. It says all recovered individuals are currently being assessed by medical specialists. In each case, research teams have successfully cracked open the capsules and removed the comatose person. So at least we know that you're knocked out. You don't have to live awake in that.
Although some of them have had bad dreams, haven't they?
They have.
They are suspended within a chemically complex gel, not unlike, amniotic fluid.
Amniotic.
Okay. Thank you.
Amniotic fluid with tubes supplying breathable air and basic nutrients.
Yes, and between 30 and 90 minutes later, that person wakes up.
It's giving Matrix.
It is. It's big Matrix vibes there.
It's full Matrix. They've got tubes and gel, and it's full Matrix. I will not be taking any questions at this time. The Thargoids saw the Matrix, and they went, that's the kind of technology that we need.
We're having that. It says the former abductees have all seem to be physically healthy and returned to consciousness quite easily. Most remember little about their abduction, although several mention an overwhelming urge to escape their ship prior to blacking out.
That's so scary.
I know.
That's such a scary sense of words, because it's not like, oh, we're trying to get an overwhelming urge to escape to an escape pod. It's just like it. For me, my connotation from it was they're trying to just get off the ship.
Yeah.
You know,
Relying on
like
the
in any
Remlock.
way possible. Gross.
Yeah. And some described being semi-aware of their time in stasis, saying it felt like an extended dream. Others are showing signs
Matrix.
Yeah. We've got to look for some kind of attachments or something like plugs.
There is no spoon.
Yeah, we need to find plugs.
We need to start looking for spoons everywhere.
They've been scanned molecularly.
Yeah. They seem to be fine, according to the scientists, but yet they're not sure. So they're under long-term observation. So prison, basically. Aegis has also said that their identities are being logged and will be soon made public, and hope that friends and families will be able to visit through very, very thick glass windows.
I'm sure Aegis are like really, really sensible, and what they're doing is they're now gathering all the pods. They're gathering all the pods together, and they're not just opening every single one right now so that they can overwhelm that security force.
You lost me. I'm sure Aegis are being sensible. That was where your argument fell down.
Very early in the thought process. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm really sorry, mate. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
Like what they've done is they've opened like maybe 10 of them, and the rest they're just keeping in storage so that they can dream nicely in their pods.
Nah, man, let them all out. Chaos!
So we'll have a Purple People Pod Popper party then.
Oh, it's getting better and better.
Stop it, Colin. You're going to give yourself an aneurysm in a minute.
LETHX says, hang on, I've never actually seen a spoon in an ED.
Oh, that's why. It's because we're living in the fucking Matrix, mate.
I had one theory on this. It's a bit of a daft theory, but anyway, here we go. How about if the rescued... We're all sort of thinking bad, negative things are going to happen. And I had an alternate spin on this, which is, how about if the rescued humans turn out to be capable of piloting Thargoid scouts, a bit like D2, because they've spent time interfaced with the Thargoid Titan in some way.
Become medical empaths kind of thing, in the same way that
I'm
she is.
thinking more of their ability to pilot scouts.
Yeah.
And we then can use them as Thargoid SLF pilots. It's not very good. It's a bit weak, but it's the best I could do.
Yeah, but imagine how. But a scout is too big for an SLF.
Imagine having the functionality of being able to purchase a Thargoid based SLF,
and not be able to fly it yourself.
Not being able to fly it makes me upset. It makes me really upset. If that was a decision that it has been made in a design room somewhere along the lines, I'm going to need to punch some people in the nose.
You just need to get scooped up by a glaive psychic, and then you'll be able to fly in one all by yourself.
Yeah, but glaive's not scoop. It will be a scythe.
It's a scythe with its clicky noises and its screams and stuff. I mean, you know what? At this point, just fucking jack me in, mate. It's okay.
So you heard that. Psychic wants to be covered in moist stuff.
No, amniotic fluid, having a lovely dream. Thank you very much.
What's the quote from The Matrix? You know, I taste this and I know it's not steak, but in my head it's steak, and I think, I just don't care.
Are you making me cipher? Am I the... I've lived so long that I've become the villain.
Oh dear. Anyway, just finally touching on all things Thargoid. According to the DCOH website, the Thargoids have now been reduced to 2.71% of human-occupied systems, with over 68 being recovered in the last week alone. There was also talk on the Burr Pit that someone had worked out that these rescue pods are causing the Thargoids to lose influence all over where it's close to the maelstrom. So, you know, they're seeing the chevrons increase all the way through the systems.
Yeah,
So,
it has indeed been called a game changer, in fact. I gather that although rescued pods need to be handed, although they can be handed in anywhere, like any search and rescue. They only count towards the war effort if you hand them in a rescue ship, search and rescue. And if you do that, apparently it's the equivalent of 1/5 of a tissue sample in
What's
war
easy to
effect.
get?
But it affects multiple systems, so it effectively outweighs a tissue sample. I think it's having a huge effect. And the other interesting thing, and I got this sort of late in the day via Burr from Meccan. Apparently, it also helps to fight back on, the Fargoid barnacle matrix sites were locking systems down and preventing us from influencing them at all.
Yeah.
Well, apparently handing these things in is influencing them.
Ooh, interesting.
Meccan's current hypothesis is that that's a bug and that Frontier have just forgotten to stop that, because I won't go into it in detail, but it sort of doesn't quite make sense that they would go to all the trouble of introducing these barnacle matrix sites, which we haven't yet activated, and then having a way of circumventing their blocking effect before we're activating the matrix sites, I guess. I see what you mean.
I guess we'll find out on Monday.
It won't be Monday. We'll find out by sort of like Wednesday afternoon, once they've decided to iron out all of the different things that go wrong with this update.
Oh, normally it'll be a week on Monday then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
we've done a hot fix. A hot fix 17.1 is out, and that means that everything's now working properly again.
Oh, and have a couple of extra fixes. Fingers crossed.
Nah.
Or is that just wishful thinking?
Nah, you can all go fuck yourselves. That's what we'll say. That's what the tweet will say. You're all shit.
Right. It's that time of the week again.
Store alert! In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your art. In the bi-weekly newsletter, here come paint jobs for your art. A store alert, a store alert, a store alert, a store alert, a store alert. Which one will you buy? A store alert, 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 a store alert. Which one will you buy?
And welcome back. Well, there's an interesting bit of stuff to talk about here. Extraction ship kits are now available for your perusal. These are ship kits that look very similar to the mining ones, in my opinion, but they look more, well, industrialized. Gripey?
Stripy. Oh no, that was just the image of the first one. It's the lights on the first one that made it look stripy because of the lens blur effect. Cool.
Yeah, I have seen several accusations that this is just the mining kit reworked a bit. What's the mining one called? It's not called mining, is it?
Extraction? Hazard.
Hazard,
that was it. Yeah, but this is definitely the extraction site, which includes working lights and three themed kit pieces for your ship, and it's for the I think it's for the Anaconda, the Python, the Asp, the Corvette, the Cobra. I think that's it, isn't it?
Isn't there a DBX in there or some kind of Diamondback? I don't know. I haven't really been paying a lot of attention.
Yeah. Well,
presumably, sorry.
Go on, Alex.
I was just going to say, presumably with the name Extraction, they're sort of targeting this at people extracting people from Titans.
It does look that kind of industrial look to it. Yes.
Yeah, it's the same. It's just the same as the other one, but just different colours.
Yeah,
but quite a lot of money these ship kits, aren't they?
They are actually. Well, a lot of arcs. It's 13 520 arcs, so 13,520 arcs. Yeah, you got the Cobra 3, Python. I'm just waiting for it to scroll through, actually.
Python, Anaconda, Type 6, Crate Mark 2, Type 9, Aspect Explorer, and Cobra Mark 3.
Can you imagine taking a Type 6 or even worse, a Type 9 into the Maelstrom?
No.
Yeah, I was questioning some of the ship choices, I suppose.
I was about to say,
why
is that the
would
ship I should be
you?
picking?
No.
What I've been doing wrong?
Absolutely not.
The other guys would be looking at you thinking, well, here's a big can of spam. Yum, yum.
Hild says that the lights are now warm white instead of the cool white of the other pick. Oh, well, shut up and take my fucking money then, mate.
Yeah,
How many
back
lumens?
everything I've said.
My apologies.
If it's not got RGB on it, I'm not buying it. That's the rules. I mean, maybe the reason that a Type 9 would work is the Fargoids would look at it and go, well, that's obviously a decoy because no one would be that stupid, and then you can just get away with it because the Fargoids are like obvious decoy and they're looking elsewhere. They're like, the Corvette's obviously hanging about somewhere because they've sent in this stupid thing.
Everyone is a critic, including the Thargoids. Thargoids are just what the hell?
That's the point of the Type 6, isn't it? Is that it's like they won't be stupid enough to go over the top for the 8th time.
Steve,
look.
Steve, have you seen this? Steve, have you seen this? I don't know why I called it Steve, but I'm going to stick with it. Should be
was
Terry.
Little Big in right. Did all these ships also have the other ship kit? Have they literally repurposed
Hazard
the other
pack.
ship?
The Hazard pack was the Cobra Mark 3, the Type 9, the Type 6, the Crate Mark 2, the Python, the Aspect Explorer, and I believe the Anaconda as well. So funnily enough that you should mention this, I believe you are accurate in your assumption.
I am stroking my chin.
There.
But it's all right because the lights are warm now. That'll be 16,000 arcs or however many arcs it is.
Commander Turkarov said so. Extracting your arcs then is a good one.
Exactly. I mean, like, absolutely. If you want to buy one of these, buy one of these. I don't know the Cobra Mark 3. The Cobra Mark 3 Hazard I have because it's cool. But I wouldn't buy it again for warmer lights.
Yeah, I suppose if you haven't got the Hazard kit and you prefer the look of this, then get this.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I haven't got the Hazard kit, but I am looking at some of this and thinking, maybe, but those aren't my favourite ships. Maybe.
No, exactly.
I've got the Explorer kit and the Asp. I don't want to I don't want to lose my big radar dish.
I still haven't bought the big radar dish for the Corvette yet, and I don't know why. I haven't really logged in that often to do it, but there'll be a sale soon. It's nearly Christmas.
Yeah, I feel I kind of missed my opportunity when the big It's September sale happened, and then I should have bought the big radar dish one, the science kit.
Yeah. Just at the end of that sale, I got the radar dish one for the DBX, which, funny enough, isn't a big radar dish because that was a bit too cartoony for me, as discussed. But it has a nice, subtle, sort of curved little dish thing that rotates.
And no, I don't want to see any of these kits in an adder. Thank you.
Well, why? Why? I'm sure they'd be perfectly fine. Like, no one is telling you that. Like, there are people who like the adder, Colin. You've got to just appreciate that not everybody likes the same thing.
That's like putting a bow tie on a turd. Really? No.
You wait. It'll turn out the adder is the meta ship for the Titan.
Oh my god! Can you imagine? Can you imagine that it would be the adder? It's definitely not the adder.
It's the Hackney carriage of space. It's somehow managed to corner the market. They're all flying it. If you got rescued by an adder, it'd be appropriate. They're used as taxis.
I'm sorry. I think I would prefer the cold, dark death of space.
Just yeet me into a star.
You just imagine this adder turning up going, we can pick you up, mate. No, wait for the next one, thanks.
It's all right. I'll take my chances with the Thargoids.
The choice of the interior of the adder or something moist.
Moist amniotic fluid to soak in. I'm quite enjoying my bath, actually, at the moment.
Takes one look at adder, Plug me back in.
That's pretty much me, I suppose. Yeah. Anyway,
The thing is, Colin's Matrix is exactly the same as space in 33, whenever we are. It's exactly the same, but with the exception that the adder doesn't exist. That's the only difference.
Actually, no, the Matrix worked because if everything's too perfect, the human mind rejects it. So you've got to have some bad stuff in there anyway.
Yeah, but also murder is a thing still.
I believed I was in a simulation until I saw an adder, at which point I thought, no one would design it this way.
This is definitely real life.
All of the terrible things in the world are still happening. But then I was like, yeah, no, this is definitely a simulation. All of this bad stuff is still happening currently, and there's so much shit that is just pure shit that is happening in this world. But then I saw an adder, and then I knew we weren't in a simulation. Jeez.
You know that rubber banding effect you occasionally get when you're following another player and they jump a little bit.
That's a glitch in the Matrix.
Glitch in the Matrix, yeah.
100%.
Ah, dear. Anyway, right. I think we shall take a short commercial break.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Yes.
Get ready. LAVE Radio.
We all know what it's like. You're busy managing your settlement when suddenly the alarms go off.
Oh no, not again.
That's right. A commander with a Federation naval rank of Admiral, an Imperial King no less, has landed in a ship worth over 100 million credits and is killing all your staff, while they look around for a 10 credit adhesive to glue an upgraded scope to their 100,000 credit assault rifle. They fly away with their super glue and you're left with a problem. How are you going to get your agricultural plant back up and running?
How am I going to get my plant up and running?
How are you going to find staff at short notice?
How am I going to find staff at short notice?
How are you going to deal with all those bodies?
There's bodies everywhere, and they've stained the carpet.
Wonder no longer. Call Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services.
Hello, I'm Harry, from Harry's Mine. After a sudden increase in robberies and murders by commanders since 3307, I've gained valuable expertise in cleaning up bodies, recruiting new staff and restocking stationary lockers. Now you can benefit from my experience by signing up to our Crime Scene Cleanup Service subscription plan.
That's right. For only a small monthly fee, when your settlement alarms are activated, our rapid response cleanup crew will be dispatched, along with our patented Cadaver Scoop 150. The Cadaver Scoop 150 can be mounted to surface reconnaissance vehicles and skimmers to make tidying up your settlement a breeze.
Wow, the bodies are gone.
Our recruitment team has potential new employees on standby across the galaxy, ready to fill your vacant roles in security, logistics, administration, processing, and more.
My plant's operational again. Thanks, Aries Crime Scenes Cleanup Services.
Aries Crime Scene Cleanup Services. We'll have your settlement as good as new before the next ship arrives. Cadaver Scoop 150 disposal bags sold separately.
Space is vast, and pirates have needs just like anyone else. Introducing the Lonely Pirate Handbook, the ultimate resource for lonely pirates. Our guide covers the hot spots and not spots of interstellar space, from smugglers' dens to space station taverns, with helpful chapters such as how to be presentable in polite society, how to get rid of that nefarious rank, and my favorite, occasionally shower. Are your early advances often mistaken for attempts to rob or plunder?
Oh, I've come a long way for what's in your hold. Prepare to be boarded.
Frameshift charge detected.
Oh.
Buy today and receive the Lonely Pirates Chat-Up Guide for free.
I've got a very large hard point. Would you like to see my very large hard point?
You're so hot. You're making my temperature critical.
Lower your shields. I want to inspect the goods.
come back to my place, I might let you touch my A-rated anaconda.
Are you smuggling illegal goods? Because you've got fine written all over you.
The Lonely Pirate's Handbook. Now available in all Anarchy bookstores. We'll teach you to loot anyone's heart.
Lave Radio, broadcasting to every corner of the galaxy.
And welcome back. Right, we've got a couple of things to touch on for this week. And I think I have to admit that I've been a bit grumpy this week, and not just because of my arms. When I did go and try and get some pods this week, those of you who followed my stream saw my extreme grumpiness, I think is the best way of saying about the fact that I couldn't do it. To which I even asked a question on the forums. Yes, I know the forums, silly place, don't go there. But I asked, am I getting too old? Or is the new content getting too difficult to access? And yeah, that kind of blew up in the forums a little bit. So yeah, my main frustration was that originally when the Titans were, you could get to them, I actually found getting to them not easy, but not off-puttingly hard. But since then, it seems that something must have happened, because I seem to be interdicted by and taken apart by scythes quite often. It seems to me like the silent running and boosting trick doesn't work anymore, which is incredibly frustrating. And also, when I finally get through to the Titan itself, and my ship is practically ragged, I don't get anywhere close to it, even though my ship's heat is running at something like 16 to 17%. They're on me before you know it. So I was basically asking, it's not just me, is it?
No.
I mean, I'm not just that.
No,
bad.
it's not just you, mate. It isn't just you. It definitely isn't. Because I had a very, very similar experience, but in like a different way. I got really grumpy at it as well, because I logged in to go and check it out on on the stream when it first like appeared, and I was like, okay, this feels like it's going to be really, really fun to go and do it. My problem wasn't quite necessarily getting to the Titan, or that side of things. Getting to the Titan, I didn't find particularly difficult. I have super over-engineered ships built specifically for purposes. It's given a Corvette that I wasn't using very often because it didn't feel fast enough purpose to specifically do this. So that's quite nice. So that felt really, really good and really positive. But then I got to the Titan with a look to doing the thing and rescuing the people and doing all of that, having all of the equipment that I need. And I personally, looking at it from how dodgy my hands are and how dodgy my hands are on trigger releases and things along those lines, yes, I got better at it through the course of a stream as far as getting the people out. And I have like 85 on my fleet carrier at the moment. So when you get a hang of it, it's not quite as difficult. But with the screen flickering from the corrosion, with how quickly the movement is of the thing of that mechanic with the subsurface missile thing,
subsurface, yeah.
When the little blue bar appears, the fact that yes, and I know that this runs in line with the other with the up and downy bit of the graph, it goes quicker and slower based on how high that is. But from an accessibility standpoint, and for someone whose only way to react well enough was to physically wrench my hand away from the joystick so that it wasn't pressing down anymore, because I just wasn't physically able to react quick enough to to adequately release in time, and I had to fully pull my hand away. It was incredibly frustrating, and for a company who I'm about to say for a company whose one of their main charitable supports is special effect, having a lack of accessibility like that is incredibly frustrating to me.
Yeah. Ironically, this is probably the only time where I can completely sympathise having the lack of mobility that I do. Yeah, it's. I'm missing my HOTAS. I really when it comes to this kind of thing.
Yeah, having unfamiliar controls can't help. Yeah, I've had similar experience. It's interesting. It seems like there's clearly something a bit random going on because different people are running into different problems at different stages, which other people aren't. So, okay, so I've observed a few things. As far as getting to the Titan, I do still find, for me, and I really do say that because I see that it just isn't working for other people, that the silent running thing works. So the minute I drop out of either the interdiction or the hyperdiction, silent running on, and keep it on right up to the point where your jump is just about to engage and use heat sinks to, stop yourself overheating. Now, one thing I've observed is that if you target one of the Titans, so you drop out of interdiction, you turn your silent running on, you start boosting away, and you target the Titans, so you can see how far away they are from you. I think the game's cheating, because what happens is, I think the fact that you're in silent running prevents their attack event from triggering. The game obviously has certain trigger points, and your silent running prevents them from triggering their attack, but it doesn't prevent them from knowing exactly where you are, and sticking to you like glue. So you can boost away as fast as you like, and they just follow you and close the gap and close the gap. So they're not blind to you. They know exactly where you are. They know exactly which direction you're going, and they're right behind you. Which is why you need to, keep that silent running on to the end. So I think the game's cheating a bit there, frankly, because to my mind, they should be back at the point where the interdiction occurred, going around in circles, not having a clue where you've gone.
Yeah.
So that's a bit off, but whatever. But it does work for me. So I can get to the Titan fine, I would say, generally.
I normally get to the Titan and I'm about 75%. So at that point there, before I actually go deeper into the cloud, I normally hit a repair limpet to bring me up to 100, and then I go in.
Now, here's the thing I've read, which is only today, which is intriguing, is some people are speculating that our limpets are what is attracting the Thargoids. So although our ship is running at 10% heat or whatever, the limpet that's following along on our way is a bright, hot, glowing thing that is signalling. That's possible. I'm not sure if it was deliberate or intentional. Could be a bug, but that's possible.
Yeah, but I think it's the thought that when I used to get to the Titan, as long as my temperature was under a certain range, and I moved reasonably slowly, not full on in, then normally I could just hang around the Titan itself and scan it and just look at the thing without really much hassle from anything around us.
That's the main thing that's changed for me and has made it virtually impossible. Is that I just can't do anything. It's quite a lengthy sequence. So you get to the Titan. I'm already at 18% because that's the running temperature of my ship. I've got a thermal vent beam, so frankly, when I'm using that, I'm at 1%. So I don't want anybody telling me my ship isn't cold enough. I'm at 1% when this happens. I'm right next to the Titan. So you've got your cargo scoop deployed because you're about to use limpets.
Yep.
You fire off the mining drill. It starts spitting out little human pods once you've managed to target it correctly.
Human mints.
You've got your collector limpet out. Almost invariably at that point, I will get targeted. And now my only option is to retract my cargo scoop, abandon my limpet, abandon the humans I've just ejected, and start running around the backside of the Titan. I'm still 1% all the time because I'm thermal vent beaming all the time. And I can go round and round and round the Titan doing like 3-4 laps trying to shake off my pursuers. Boosting, 1%, cold running, silent running, just running away, round. I'll do 3 or 4 laps of the damn Titan before I finally shake them off.
Yeah.
At which point I'm maybe down to 70% now, let's say. Start again, deploy the cargo scoop, do the pulse, find some humans, do the drill, couple more pods. Maybe I actually managed to scoop one of them. Titans are on me again. 3 more laps around the Titan. I'm now at like 25% and I've rescued like 2 humans. At that point, frankly, I'm menu logging, which I hate doing. If anyone knows me, I hate those kind of gamey mechanics. I don't generally do that sort of thing, but I have 2 options. I can either lose my entire morning's work or menu log and make the best of it.
I hate the fact that that's the meta.
The game is forcing me to menu log. I hate it.
I hate it so much. Like you're in a little bit of trouble and you've got like a fair few pods. If you just log, wait out the 14 seconds and log, and then when you relog back in, you're just outside. Well, you're just on the edge of the maelstrom, and that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, I didn't realize you could do that.
Yeah. I was hoping that they'd taken it away, because it's, as Alex says, it's gamey and weird and something that I also absolutely abhor doing. So it is difficult to appreciate a mechanic that gameplay style that encourages that.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah, it's. I guess this comes to the other point is that I was trying to make in that post was that I'm finding a lot of the Thargoid content a little bit too difficult to do. It's either too hard to find, or which like the reactivation missions. Where you've got someone that hires you to go onto an occupied site, run around it, avoid the revenants, power up the base, steal something, head home. I'd love to do one, but I've never found one yet. And then on top of that, there's the sort of the power on missions, which there are still ones which you say, reactivate this base. You get there, they're still fully active. And of course, there's the Orthrus itself, which I am led to believe that there are more of them about, but even if you stop them, everybody's too busy sampling so it means that you've done nothing.
So you end up not able to find the content that you want to play, even if you want to try some of the different missions that are available.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment there are no invasion systems because everybody is just getting so good at sampling to stop the alert systems. So that means that we've missed out an entire huge chunk of, let's be honest, enjoyable content that's just not there anymore.
So it's both been made too easy and too difficult by that at the same time because of the way the sampling is managing to skew the statistics. I wonder if they will tweak that as part of the update. I mean, my level of it is that I've not engaged with any of the Maelstrom or Titan stuff so far because I've found the entry barrier a bit difficult for me, because I came from the point where I hadn't enabled a majority of the engineers. So getting a ship that was cool enough to avoid detection, you need to use engineering in order to get that, or at least to make it easy enough that an idiot like me can do it. And, you know, so to grab the caustic sinks that you need in the first place, to then go into the cloud, to then get the stuff that you need to then do the pulse neutralizer gubbins, to then get you further into the Titan once again, to then get the rest of the bits that you need to collect to get the even more stuff that you need in order to do it. So the barrier for me has just been very, very high to start getting involved in the Titan content. And part of that is maybe a bit of prioritization myself about what I want to play and what I want to do when I'm in game. But I am very time poor when it comes to getting gameplay within Elite. And if I've got a couple of hours to sit and play the game, running about and trying to unlock all the different engineers in order to then get the cool ship, to then unlock the caustic sinks, to then get just a little bit further into the, you know, I've just not had enough time. And I feel that every month, let's say, that I've waited, or every update that I've waited before pushing further into this, it's got more difficult to achieve those basic steps. So the amount of interdictions has increased massively, and the strength of those interdictions has increased massively. So if you get interdicted and you're not able to get away, your ship's destroyed once, twice, 3 times before you get there. The fact I don't have a fleet carrier means I can't store some of the materials that you need. Which means that if I get destroyed on that final bit of the run, it's all gone. So it's not like I can get a little stockpile on the go just in case, or go away and store stuff anywhere. So it just feels like a huge barrier. Like, the last thing I want to do is invest several hours trying to get this one thing to only be shot out the sky at the last minute, because I feel that I would rage quit for months rather than hours if I got to that stage. Now, I don't know, maybe at some point they are going to release some of the stuff. I know they've said previously on a Frameshift Live, I think, that they would be looking at putting some of the items up for sale, maybe not as effective as the ones that you can get through materials, but putting them up for sale. But we've not really seen any hint of that so far.
No.
You know, none of
speculation?
the articles. It was community speculation, but also I think there was a thing from Arf at some point. I think it's either that or I'm putting words into Arf's
Incredible
voice, where he said at the moment, it might have been on this podcast actually when we had Arf and Sally on, because I think Ben raised this. It might actually be in one of our episodes.
Yeah, you're ringing a bell now. Yeah,
where Arf said at the moment they're wanting to keep it for people who have done the work, basically done the legwork, keep it exclusive for a while, because
there was a subtext, wasn't there?
If you've done all that legwork, you don't suddenly want it to appear for 100 arcs, not 100 arcs, sorry, 100 credits somewhere. So that's where that's come from, and that's my position at the moment. Is I haven't engaged in any of this. I feel that I am missing out on content at this point a lot. And I've just got to invest the hours in it. I have been unlocking the engineers. You've heard my woes on that on the show. So getting there. But that's my hurdle at the moment. And I know that Ben in the past has talked about it being very similar for him. It's the time poor aspect for what we can devote to it.
I mean, that's another aspect of this. You know, there's an argument that it should be difficult because it's end game content, which is kind of true. But the problem with that is it's the only content we've got.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the way the updates have been going. The last 3, the whole narrative is saying this is, if you want to play new stuff in Elite this year, this is the thing to do. And it's difficult. We're being not forced down this path, but we're being, this is the thing we've been given to play with, and it's bloody hard to play with and not always a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, the problem that I've got is I'm still enjoying playing the rest of the game. I mean, my exploration commander just hit 2.5 billion credits, so they've managed to do plant scanning since the launch of Odyssey and generate it just enough. Just more than the credits I've got in my main commander, which I've had for the last, God's truth, how many years is it now? 10 years? 9 years? So, yes. So I'm enjoying the rest of the game. It's just I get frustrated when it comes to this particular part. It's just like,
yeah.
And I keep on thinking, is it me?
There's a couple of other things. I mean, somebody I read, it might have been in your thread actually, but somebody made a valid point that these things often start hard and then Frontier can wind the difficulty down, which is true, except it was easy and they've wound it up.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't think it was easy. I thought it was
well,
just
not easy, but it was about right.
Yes.
I really liked that you could get to the Titan, and once you were there, you could sort of, as long as there was this real nice sense that as long as you lurked and were fairly quiet and didn't draw attention to yourself, you could, fly around and enjoy all the things. And just occasionally, if you strayed too close to a Thargoid and it did actually latch onto you, you could
escape.
Really reliably escape by just flying around the back and hiding amongst sort of ridges and mountains, and that would invariably shake off your pursuer. And I thought that was fine. That didn't need changing. That did not need making harder.
And then they brought in the glaives and the scythes.
And I hate them. They're bastards.
Yeah.
I have described them to, I was delighted that Burr quoted me on this, but I quite like the analogy. They're NPC griefers. That's the way I feel when I get, it hasn't happened for a long time, but the way I feel when I get attacked by a griefer, I'm trying to do something, I'm trying to go to a CG or I'm just trying to do my engineering at what's the place that always attracts griefers, and then the griefer's just, and the grief, that's it, and the griefer gets on you and you're dead because there's nothing you can do against their super built ship. And you're going to be dead in seconds, and you've lost all your progress, and it's just really, oh, Jesus. And you're sort of reaching for the old F4, and you just want to rage. That's how I feel every time a Thargoid hunter class gets
when
me.
When I get interdicted by, when I'm on my way to a Titan and I get interdicted by a glaive, I'm like, well, this is going to be another 20 minutes of me sat there using an AFMU, using my repair limpets. So, like, as I'm just like cowering in a corner of the maelstrom, and it's just such a. I'm just like, for fuck's sake, I don't like. None of us are. We're all fucking time poor, So like we like.
And I don't know what it is.
Such an
I don't know what it is
inconvenience.
because sometimes when a video game creates a difficult boss or we often sort of slag off games if the NPC's AI isn't good enough and they're just bullet sponges, and we think, well, why don't they run? Why aren't they? Sometimes we congratulate developers for making hard NPCs, but something's gone wrong with these hunters, and don't pat yourselves on the back for creating really difficult NPCs here. They're just annoying bastards. It's not fun.
And I will say,
like,
Helmut Grockenberg was just put in chat, just to play devil's advocate, from an in-game lore point, isn't it logical that the Goids dial up their patrols and aggro? Yes, absolutely. From an in-game lore point, 100%. But from a person who is playing a video game point, if it ceases to be fun, I'm not going to fucking do it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that it's like they've given them eyes. So before everything was just you used to just fly around, and as long as you're sort of like 2 to 3 kilometers away, it was fine. But now it seems that they can pick you up visually without the heat from, 5 to 6 kilometers away.
Yeah, it's funny, like I was saying earlier, watching Mechan's video, there's 2 things I am going to try tomorrow. There's been some talk in chat about the thermal vent beams. Maybe something's changed. Maybe, although my absolute temperature is reading 1%, maybe the beams are, giving me away. So I'm going to try not using the beams just to see what happens. And also, there was the thing I mentioned earlier. Somebody suggesting that maybe they're latching onto the limpets. Maybe I'll hold off on deploying my limpets until later.
Maybe you might have to scoop them manually.
Sometimes sometimes these things are subtle. When you watch somebody who's really good at something do their thing, it's not obvious it's not always obvious what they're doing differently from you. But there are all sorts of very subtle things, I suppose.
Right. Well, now that we've had a good whinge. Sorry, Frontier, but yeah, we need to get this off our chest. But I think what we'll do is we'll quickly go to any other business, and then we'll talk quickly about what we think is coming in Update 17, and then what everybody else thinks about Update 17. Quickly, the any other business we've got is there was a comment left for last week's show 460 by Stephen Waugh, who said, "What about Elite Andromeda? That way you could use a newly developed drive to travel between two galaxies. Best of both worlds? Question mark. I'm just there thinking someone saw Ahsoka then."
I mean, it would give you the ability to sort of kick off a new lore, for want of a better term, a thing going off. But
yeah, we've got. I mean, you see, this is the thing. We got we had Colonia. There are hundreds and thousands of places, billions of places we haven't been yet.
Yeah, my thoughts to that is why. Why do we need another galaxy when we've only explored 0.
Join the stage, Norm, please.
No, join the stage. No. Hi, Norm. He's back. Hopefully, you chat might be able to hear us at some point. There it is.
We're back.
People are saying we're back.
Bloody
Sorry about
Jeeves.
that.
Told you they get everywhere.
No, it's all right.
No,
Our Discord.
we've got a lot of water and rain and all that going on in the background up in Scotland at the moment, so we're
It's all good. It's all
very,
good. The
very...
stage just disconnected entirely. We all got booted. Like
All right,
mid-sentence,
okay.
proper Tony Sopranos moment.
And that's
No, that means I'm going to be editing the night. Oh dear. Anyway, how are you going?
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know what it cut, but
it cut the best bit of the show. Anyone
It did.
listening now and
you
missed the
would just about
section,
say-
you've missed the best bit.
You were just saying we've only explored 0.0.
yeah, we're 0.05% of the galaxy or whatever the fuck it is. That we've managed to discover. Why are we trying
Why
to
do you want
find?
the rest
Why
of
do we need another galaxy?
There we go.
when we have that, there you
Move
go.
on. Don't need another galaxy. That's sorted.
Perfect.
Unless it
Add
had
it in,
different
it'll be
laws.
perfect.
Unless it had different laws of physics with different types of planets, then
Yeah.
what's the point? Honestly.
Yeah, 100% agreed.
Right, okay, then moving on, just quickly, we'll give a shout out to the Dex Legacy because they're starting season 2 on the 27th of October 2023. So for more information about that, go to thedexlegacy.com. Right, so question of the week this week, we'll just quickly run through. Well, obviously, update 17 is coming. So just quickly, everybody, what are you hoping to see? We'll start with Alec.
I had something. Come back to me. My mind's gone blank. But
I've got something.
good.
Okay, let's take it. Go on.
I can go. There better be something in Seoul. There better be something cool happen in Seoul. It's been signal boosted. I am excited for the potential of something to happen in Seoul. I am nervous that it won't. Obviously, something to do with these new, all the barnacle sites will grow as well.
Excellent. I completely agree. I think that we will see some matrix growth, if you like. I'm trying desperately not to use growth in a very weird way.
Let's make it weird. Let's make it really weird.
Are you saying they're going to be more erect and pert?
They are going to be more erect.
Oh, God.
They're going to be
No.
girthier.
No. No.
Let's think of other. Let me just open a dictionary. I'll be back.
Thrusting. They're going to be thrusting
They will be
upwards.
thrusting from the surface right down to the hilt.
They're going to be blossoming in front of our eyes.
Blossoming. There'll be buds everywhere.
Oh, boy. We'd done so well. We had
Wow.
done so well.
Well, I've been
You're welcome,
saving
Ben.
it.
That's what she said. Anyway. I'm sorry. Why? Right. Okay. Chris, have you got any ideas about what you're looking forward to?
Well, obviously, after a successful election campaign, LCU's posters will appear in all of the federal starports to celebrate his victory. Apart from that, I'm hoping, in my head, I'm kind of hoping for something on foot around about those Matrix sites. I don't know whether there will be, but I'm sort of hoping for that, as we spoke about earlier.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm hoping for something definitely around those Matrix sites, and maybe something extra with the Titans. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see.
I am looking forward to the difficulty of the glaives and scythes being wound back down to their pre-update 16 levels at the Titan. I'm looking forward to the Thargoid Matrix sites turning into the things we saw in the little sneak peek trailer and working out what we can do at those places.
Hopefully there's something to penetrate
Please
as well.
let us do something at those places. Please don't just let it transform into those and there's still nothing to do there. That would be very depressing.
Maybe caustic sinks being purchasable somewhere.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That's something I'm going to add
problem with
I'm going to add to my list. Sorry, I'm being greedy. I'm adding even more to my list.
Yeah, no, I'd be fine with that.
Well, it has been what 6 months at least. Anyway, I think someone's going to have to take over from this point because I think my nose is going to explode.
All right.
Okay.
Shall we go down the community feedback to the
Sure,
question
let's do
of
it.
the week?
Let's do it. Cool. Good stuff.
Colin, you're up first. Hilarious. Shall I do Collins for him?
You
Mark,
do
as soon as-
Collins. Yeah, I'll switch the names around.
Some bloke called Bean Mess Woodward said, I think that Tharg the Mighty is putting her hat into the federal presidential election. They will stand on a platform of unity and crunchy snacks for all. Thank you, Bean, for your fascinating input.
And we'll see you again soon. Hope everything's okay.
Indeed.
Epaphras says that something is bound to happen during the election, so Hudson can hold on to power for a little longer. They suspect whatever is happening at the Thargoid barnacle matrix sites will give the Thargoids a stronger foothold to push us back.
Colin again. I'm guessing he's still sneezing. I shall stand in for all the Collins at this point. Why is there Colin twice in a row? That seems very unfair. Breaking news. Breaking news. This is from Mart Gamer. Breaking news. Update 17 brings a swift end to the Thargoid Sleeper Sapien plans when they find out their bigger phrase Prime Big Deal has already been copyrighted by Amazon Intergalactic. Bezos declares checkmate.
Amazing, incredible.
Very good. Zelif, my predictions for update 17 are that I don't notice there's been a patch. I generally just follow the Galnet news articles while exploring in the black. I never seem to get any updates.
Oh,
well,
can we get some
maybe
comics?
you'll see a cutscene.
Can we get some comments on update 17 for Zelif?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
It's me. Silas Resi says, probably Davina McCall making sure her birthday party guests can visit and not make the usual no permit in it, mate excuse.
Very valid point. Very, very valid point. We have Cohorn that says, I predict a timed challenge / puzzle at the matured barnacle matrix sites, probably including new soundtracks to grind on our nerves. With the bigger Thargoid drone using Seeker missiles, which cannot be countered via PD turrets, it will be incredibly difficult for solo players.
Oh, wow, yeah. Can you imagine trying to drive around in an SRV and missiles that you can't counter?
Yes.
So we need like an anti-missile turret that can be attached to SRVs. Well, I will add it to the list with the fluffy dice.
What, you mean a point defense turret?
I'd like a point defense for SRVs, like an SRV point defense, pew defense. Yes.
What's the soundtrack grinding on our nerves reference? Is that
I don't know. I think I don't know. I assume I'm going to assume that Cohorn does a lot of things where he repeats stuff over and over again, and he hasn't turned the soundtrack off yet.
Yeah, I guess the Guardian sites can get a bit samey if you do a lot of them.
Possibly.
Anyway.
Happy Moon Monkey. A Halloween update. Mega ship mystery. New generation ship found. Thargoid attacked, but with too many innocent clues, leading to an actual conclusion. Being humans. Resurgence of pirate attacks from the mysterious consortium, and as a result of destabilization of the bubble from Thargoid and elections, also Panther Clipper. It's a shaver. It's a shaver, everyone. It's a shaver.
There it is. Halloween, of course, I forgot that.
Halloween stuff. Halloween mystery stuff.
I want to say Rhyme NZ. If we are getting a permit for Sol, I'm guessing Sol Earth is going to get attacked by Thargoids. Yeah, me too, I feel. If the Mars artifact is still in Sol, maybe something involving that too. Oh yeah. It's a very old artifact. Does it predate the Thargoids? Colin, I feel, knows this.
Yeah, it does. It was an artifact. It's very 2001. It's a sort of
is it a monolith?
Yeah, it's a sort of this thing that they found on Mars that they don't know anything about. So
is it? In fact, could it be a little joke? Could it be a sort of in joke reference to the monolith? I mean,
it probably is, but
right.
Then again, what happens if you reanalyze it and it's very barnacle-like? Ooh.
We have Cheb's Will, who says a severe Thargoid counterattack, and I'm still hoping for landing on Ammonia Worlds. At least we should be able to get drinks at the bar. I'd buy that for $1.
Someone's been talking to Ben. Yeah. I'm hoping that, this is at the moment, we're kind of pushing the Thargoids back quite a lot at the moment. I think it's about time for a twist to come in. So, yeah. So that brings us to the end of the feedback that we've got. Thank you for everybody who took the time to reply to us either on Twitter and on our Discord. So thank you very much. Does anybody have any other business they would like to quickly touch on?
Don't forget to back up your keybinds.
Oh yes, that's always a good piece of advice. And if anybody continues want to see me being schooled by my son at how to be an F1 manager, normally we stream at about 6 o'clock on a Thursday. So it just goes to show my absolutely incompetence at being able to get cars to go around a track very fast. But I suppose it's fun for me to be taken down a peg or two. Anyway, shout-outs. Our sister station, Hot and Orbital Radio, it broadcasts on a Thursday from 8:30. You can tune in at twitch.tv, Hut and Orbital Truckers. Or if you just want the audio, go to radio.forthemug.com. For the discerning commander who likes a bit of CQC action, check out the CQC Discord at discord.me/EliteDangerousCQC. We're also giving shout-outs to the following Elite Dangerous podcasts, or podcasts that feature Elite Dangerous. So that's the Guard Frequency, who do other podcasts as well. Other podcasts? No, other space games as well. And of course, the lovely cheese-loving Loose Screws. So always give them a listen. So following this, we have the latest Galnet News Digest as provided by Commander Witherspoon and the wonderful Commander Beetlejuice, who's in our chat. Well, thanks to everybody who's chipped in the Twitch chat. And Chris, what in-game commanders have sullied your presence?
People who have come in to check on me at the bar. We have had Andy Sharp, 42, and William Solo.
Cool. Excellent. So, as usual...
And Elvis.
And Elvis.
100% Elvis.
100% Elvis, quite accurate.
The man down the chip shop says he's Elvis. So, special thanks also goes to Commander Tokuso, JN Trax, and Alan Stroud, who have all created music that we use in this show. But that is it for another episode of Lave Radio. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, then you can find the contact links in the home/contact us menu of the laveradio.com website. Do let us know if you have any questions or if there's anything you'd like us to discuss in a future episode. Lave Radio is recorded live on a Tuesday evening at 8:30 and streamed out live, hopefully, at laveradio.com/live. So, thanks to Commander Psychic.
Thanks, Colin. Cheers, lads.
Thanks, of course, to Commander Alec Turner.
Thanks, Colin. See you on the other side of update 17.
No, it's not going to be out. It's going to be delayed until like Wednesday, and we'll still be talking about it next week.
Optimism. Optimism.
That is me being optimistic.
And, of course, we've got the Chris Mark IV.
You're welcome.
And we'll also thank our today's tech specialist who's got flooded out, and that'll be Commander Ventura.
You're welcome.
So until next time, Commanders, fly safe. And if you can't do that, fly dangerous.
Is your life like this?
Sounds like someone having an orange inserted into them. Need a safe word.
Space can be done.
I'm going to see the galaxy.
Ah, damn it. No worries, guys. Hold the fort for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Galnet News Update, 10th of October, 3309. Aegis has reported that almost all the humans rescued from the Thargoid Titan hive ships and returned to search and rescue contacts have survived the process of being extracted from the alien life support pods. The same cannot be said of the many thousands of humans who were left floating in space after their would-be rescuers were set upon by Glaives just after successfully firing the subsurface extraction missile. With the rescuer boosting away, these would-be rescuees were presumably blown up by the Thargoids or carefully collected up again and placed in a more secure subsurface cavity. Aegis explained that its research teams take charge of the rescue humans whom they hatch out of the biostorage capsules by cracking the shell and removing the comatose inhabitants. The yellow jelly the humans are suspended in is apparently similar to amniotic fluid that provides a buffer against the Thargoid's predominantly ammonia environment. But there are breathing and nutrient tubes as well. After severing the links to this life support system, the released captives typically regain consciousness in about an hour. These recovered individuals are being kept under strict quarantine and a military guard. Aegis has made it clear that it does not want to risk allowing anything Thargoid to infiltrate human society. Healthcare analyst Himari Gray reports that some of the captives may have been dreaming or even partially aware of their surroundings during their captivity, but that their last clear memory is often a feeling of dread as they struggle to escape their attacked spaceships. An ever-growing list is being compiled of those rescued. Aegis hopes that once it starts publishing the names, it may be able to reunite friends and families with the people it has rescued. Although this will, of course, bearing in mind the history of the mycoid virus, need to be done under careful quarantine conditions.
The chips belonging to Variant Isra and Rendex have stopped transmitting.
What? Ren, what the hell is this about?
What do you mean, we're going to escape?
Start talking now.
The cabins are empty, sir. And I found this.
That's the Dominossi net. Nathaniel, Tristan, Osa, what's going on?
Now they're on the run, and people they left behind are going to get caught in the crossfire, and I don't plan on either of us going down.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's the only way.
She'll never be able to do it.
She might. It's worth a shot. Anything is worth a shot.
All right, let's regroup. Raya, you got us covered?
Eyes in the skies till you say otherwise.
If somebody goes down in battle, we keep fighting. If one of us goes down out there, the others have to keep running.
A diagram of the specific weak points is included in the brief. Study it and don't miss.
They're so quick. Anyone who does miss is dead.
Ash, any luck with the snipers? Have any shot you? No? There's your answer.
I will speak to them myself.
I can deal with...
Clearly you can't deal with anything.
It's not even a real plan. All you've got is disable chips, run south, keep running south until we reach the biggest slum on the planet. And then what? Live happily ever after?
Where's your scientist, Osa? The one who failed to secure the net?
Nathaniel is speaking to her now.
I wouldn't get too attached if I were you.
We're aiming for the Jackwood Undercity.
That's hundreds of miles away.
Thousands. We won't get there overnight, but that's our destination.
Will this be a problem, Vardy? Will you be unfit to serve the Dex state?
No, sir. I live to serve, sir.
Good. Now go.
They're already looking for us. That means perimeters. It means searches. It means every agent on the planet has been put on high alert.
The Dex Legacy. Season 2 commences Friday the 27th of October.